What's up? I'm back. This is Eagle Gardens. Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram. And this is fucking talking shit with Eagle. Episode 151.5. What I like to call the rabbit hole. See if anybody comes back. Wants to hang out with her for a few. What's up, Chris? DLP 2372. It's only said that about 1,000 times. How can I fuck that up, huh? Like that, I guess. Zeppelin, what's up? Oh, that is me not turning off the sound. Here you go. Brittany Teasley, what's up? We've missed you. I've missed you. I've noticed that I haven't seen you the last couple days, I think. Could be wrong. What's up, Tim? Me all flower. How are you doing? Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the episode with the world's last hope. Good episode, great guy. Fucking obvious, great source of knowledge. Hopefully, he even comes back. I was just messing with him. Hopefully, he's got a good sense of humor. Man, I think I might need a new camera or fucking maybe just like up my shit on YouTube there, man. That shit, I guess could be how I'm looking at it too. Format. Let's see here. How ugly I can be. Tim S, welcome. How you doing, Sir S? Sir How? Just kind of fucking off for the moment. We've already had the fun part of the show. Now we're just kind of hanging out. Hanging out and having some fun till the 4:20 hour. Seeing if anybody's popping in, wasting time. It's kind of, I was looking at it at 240, but 748, 780 is no better. 740, whatever it is. What up, Purple OG? Did you get with DOA on your seeds? Chiba Man, what is up? There's the world's last hope. Thanks for coming, my friend. Appreciate it.
And I'm basically just checking things out and acting a bit. It's pretty cool. You can see there's
I was hoping you'd coming back. I was hoping you was coming back. Hang out with me a little bit while I pack some envelopes for the grow up. God, why do I keep saying that? The grow along.
I met some real
he was in effect great guest, that's for sure.
Cheaper man. On my list, for sure.
Chris cracked me up, man. Somebody say herpes? That's fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious. See if try to some even though I do like that merch on. What's up? Little Jesse Stewart cold beer. It's that damn nose. Got managed to count out a bunch of packs while I was on the show there. See how many we end up with. Hells yeah. Ah. Oh, we got John in the chat here. This is a good tune. I was counting them beans. Time to roll it up. I agree. Yes, please do not forget to download The World's Last Hopes in his bio there. I'm going to download it myself. It was a great episode. What's up, John? How you doing? Let me kill this music, brother. There you go. How you doing today?
Oh, man, the last few days I've been busy.
I can't.
I rearranged my grow room. Remember I told you I wanted to get rid of that problem with the light leak?
Yep.
Took care of it. Won't have that issue again. Won't have
No.
unwanted seeds.
Huh.
Yeah, so
That's a.
This I'll show you how the grow room turned out.
Your sounds like light, brother.
This now is my new desk. Right here. There's my 5x5. And this is what I was doing tonight. I don't know if you can see that. There's no more tree. I cut her down tonight. That's what I was doing. I was processing it. So that's my 5x5 right there. And I'm going to set up one of my high bay lights right up here for the second part of this. So it'll be taking care of that. And I turned my my flower section. Now this here is going to be my new seedling germination area right here. See, I got my little blue and white and blue fish tank light there. And then I got my T5 right there. What's up, G13?
What's up, brother? You're super quiet.
So I set it up so I got an extra bar on this thing. I extended it out a little further so it actually does the full stretch of my container here, 3x6. And then I got my veg in here. Did a lot of transplanting and stuff last night. And I got my my dry room and another grow room back in my master bedroom. So I'm actually going to use both of them. So that's basically what I've been doing. Keep myself out of trouble.
It is a little bit hard to hear you there, John. It's looking good. You're set up for a nice perpetual there. That's for sure. Pretty soon you'll be taking one down every month.
Yeah.
Blow on your mic.
Check out
dude.
my light, man.
You're super quiet, brother. Blow on your mic.
Can you hear it or not? Maybe I need to change the...
It's hard.
Yeah, we can hear you. It's very quiet, muffled.
Okay, let's try that. Is that any better?
Yes.
Perfect. That's
okay.
13, you were like leaning closer to your camera, like you were gonna say it louder to him, like he couldn't hear you.
No,
Louder.
I stick my ear in it. I can't hear you. Yeah.
That's funny shit, man. So
all right, now we got
what's up
my on here.
You've been a busy boy.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I saw some of it on Instagram.
Yeah, I did a complete change because I just can't have issues like that coming up. You know, where I walk in the room and say, "Oh shit, I was too high last night. I forgot to close the veg tent." You know, so now my veg area and everything is going to be secluded. No more issues.
I thought you were moving into the master bedroom, dude.
What's that?
I thought you were moving into the master bedroom. Was that not you who said that?
Well, yeah, but I kind of put it in there too.
Of course you did.
I can't help myself, man. Pretty soon here, I got an 8x8 tent out in my living room that I plan on setting up someday, you know. But it's just when that time comes is when that time comes.
So what's up, Smiley? Did you you still froze over there?
Yeah, dude, I don't know what the fuck. I'm just getting chat up. So I'll probably get all kinds of ideas in there. You know what it was, dude? I think what started it is when I downloaded the fucking Zoom app thing and I was already on it. And then I don't know, but I don't know. I've been resetting shit and changing shit. Doctor,
I don't know, man. You're good one frame at a time.
Dr. Buzz Lightyear he says stuff I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. People are like, "Well, just do this." No fucking clue what you're talking about. So how could I just do that?
All you need to do is type in this code. And it was crazy.
Up, down, left, right. I can't even fucking get that one right. Jesus, dude.
You hit X, O, X, X, Y, double jump, and then it unfreezes you.
Like that. That's
what you got to do, Smiley. It's just what I have to do occasionally. It's just fucking bite your tongue and just take it to your oldest kid and be like, fix
it. More than anything, they have the inclination to bother to fix it, whereas you're like, I'm pissed with this now, fuck it. We'll just go with frozen screen.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, can you guys hear me better now? I got my my mic piece on and right on. Good. Good.
Oh yeah.
Much better. I can hear you guys too. What was that?
I was just asking. I hadn't said good morning to Eagle. Are you okay, buddy? You looking after yourself?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm fucking bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I've got fuck, man. I've been killing it the last few days. I've still got. If I want to go to this barbecue tomorrow, I need to fucking just kill it today. I mean, today has to be one of those Eye of the Tiger days. It's what I need to be playing right now. Just thinking about. I'm close, man. I had a great day today, but man, still got some things to do. I got all these envelopes that need to be stuffed.
Oh man, you know we're excited about that.
I'm excited about that, man. For sure, man. Especially since the beans didn't land until today. I was like, all right, I've already got this announced. Please don't let something fuck up from A to B. And once they were finally in my hand today, I was like, hell yes. Thank goodness this is going off without a hitch. So, yeah, that's part of a good mood today.
I got plenty of room for it now.
Nice. They're on their way.
Oh, that's what you've been doing, John, isn't it? You've been strip the house down.
I got to get this ready. The show's about to begin. Yeah, you know that. Shoot. Yeah, I just I enjoy the heck out of this stuff. That guy tonight, he was throwing out some information, man.
Oh yeah, I need to watch that back. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I'll probably watch that about 15 times.
Okay.
I mean, because he was throwing out so much information.
Gardening stuff.
Oh, big time. Yeah, for us. I mean,
K
you
and
know,
F,
K&F,
organic
big time.
stuff.
Cool. I don't want to do KNF, but I want to learn about it, so I'll definitely be listening.
It's cheap nutrients feeding.
Kind of. Brown sugar is very bloody expensive. Fish hydrolysate is very fucking cheap. So
yeah, well, the way he was making it sounded like it was pretty simple.
Oh, it is. Go buy a sack of brown sugar though. It's expensive.
Oh, I've done that. I used to be a baker at one point. Yeah.
The Muffin Man.
Man, I had my own line of cookies, dude.
Oh,
it was
really?
called Baker John's Gourmet Cookies. That's what it was called.
Nice.
Yeah. That's when I was delivering electrical supplies throughout Southern California.
So where's the Johnny Caniseed cookies?
No shit.
Oi, you know, I hadn't even thought about that.
Come on.
What?
Yeah.
How have you not even thought about gourmet cookie making and edibles? Never crossed your mind.
Man, I'm just trying to get to the point where I know I can grow.
Yeah, true. I'm just messing.
You know, I know I can throw some cookies together, but this stuff here is different.
Yeah.
Talk to Boom. Tell Boom come see Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny and Boom's crazy cookies.
I'll tell you what, man. I want to get an order of those gummies. The way he pops those gummies down and chews them down all day long, it's just, man, I want some of those, you know. I can't hear. What was that?
Oh, I was coughing.
Oh, okay.
I'm just thinking myself.
What are you thinking, Eagle?
I'm looking back at my messages, and I was like, when did I officially announce it? Because it's on like the first come, first serve. So it was Monday night, 4 days ago. So I got to scroll back into all my accounts 4 days and start, pulling the addresses and shit. So that's what I was thinking about. If I had to go back 4 or 5 days. Oh, shit.
No, dude, that's a project
technically
putting that together, man. I mean, that's a lot of mailing out packages. You said there are 50 some already?
As I'm looking back on it, just in the fucking talking shit with Eagle side, it looks like there's 50 easy.
And then a few more added on.
Oh, I'd say there's a good pinch in the Eagle Gardens one side of things in them messages. And then the Gmail's pretty stacked up too at this point.
Yeah.
But it's all good. I'm ready for it. All good. I'm excited. I really am.
Yeah, I'm ready. I got everything ready.
You know, Johnny, too, if I was just going to mention this about KNF, if you just want a cheap and easy way to try it without having to make stuff, Country Roots makes it, and they sell it in like they're little bottles, like $8 bottles. So you could just get lactic acid bacteria if you wanted. I mean, it's easy enough to make, or I mean, they're here in Michigan, so I guess it would be a little different, but
yeah,
I always thought that was kind of a cool way to just fucking get, dip your toe in and see if it's something that your plants react well to. I mean, I think the last Hope mentioned that too. Like, you give stuff to people, here, try this, and they're fucking like, holy shit. So, it might be at least you know you're getting well-made stuff to try, and it wasn't you that fucked something up in the process of making it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of
I totally understand that, because I'd screw it up probably, more than likely.
Mm-hmm.
What you got there, Green 13? You showing off? Is that just a little bag of weed?
It's like kefir.
Is that all? Can't hear you, man.
Your mic's up, brother.
Took his speech away. Holy shit.
It's not heroin.
Oh.
It's sand. It's just sand from Spain.
Oh, it's just
But I just
sand.
realised how shady it looked, and I brought that through customs. It's to put on my beds to add some bacteria from Spain.
You know, it's just like he said, wherever you go, grab yourself a handful of
Oh,
dirt,
did he?
bring it home. Yeah.
Yeah, wicked.
So
That's
you're
exactly
doing
what
the
I
right
wanted.
thing. You're doing
Yeah,
the right
it's
thing.
way the laziest way to do it, right?
Yeah, you're bringing microorganisms from Spain in your garden. That's cool.
They are not going to be able to communicate with the other guys. I mean, there's going to be that standoff where they speak loudly in English to try and make
Right.
each other understood.
And
but,
and lean into
Yeah.
it. Yeah, a little sign language.
Bit of gesticulation. Yeah.
There was a pretty interesting talk though. So this guy, trying to think of his name, James Rushing. I might be wrong, but James, I believe that's right. He did like a 4-year master's on the commercial applicability of IMO4, I believe it was. So it's basically like their engineered compost. Can you hear me or not?
I can. I don't want to hear you because what you're going to say is this might be a load of bunk. I'm sure that's where you're going.
No, not necessarily, but in the studies he did with it,
I don't want to hear it.
he basically said that he did a side by side and they sterilized IMO4 and they used it on a patch and they had IMO4 that they had created from different areas collecting bacteria biology or whatever. He did this over thousands, hundreds and hundreds of files of it. And anyway, yeah, his results were that he found that there was just as much of a benefit to the soil biology and plant by just adding the sugar and the high lignin content. And that the idea that you were, capturing this biology from one area and bringing it to establish in another was kind of like didn't really happen that way. Is what he was kind of saying after studying it. But I don't know. I mean, I know I'm not trying to say that it doesn't, but it was pretty interesting the idea that what he was basically getting at is that you're culturing a biology in this cushy little environment, and then you're throwing it to wolves, like out into where they're, they've been competing and surviving, and it's, survival of the fittest as far as that goes in the biology. And what they basically saw was it was like, throwing little babies to packs of wolves, like they just.
Yeah.
So you throw the new biology in there and they eat all the old biology?
No, the other way round. They just don't survive because the biology this is a conversation and this did happen and there is evidence. But what he's saying is possible that you throw the new biology in and the biology that's in my bed already knows this room and that soil and everything, and it just goes fuck off and kills it. It's possible that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Right. That kind of, that could make sense. Knows the territory. Guerrilla warfare.
So I'm going to go back to covering my ears because I just don't want to believe that shit.
Yeah.
No, I think it was fuck that he brought sand from Spain. I'm not saying nothing against it. I'm just throwing out just the different side of the discussion I've heard. And I like KNF stuff, man. I use lactic acid bacteria. I use the OHN. So I mean, I get stuff, but
it's a lot of work, or it's a bit more work for something that I'm just gonna toss it on the soil because then I haven't done any work and like it works or it doesn't work. And let's face it, even just in that sand, just adding to the soil texture over years, that's fine. And adding bits of other soil, that's great too. But also when you swap a worm bin, you take a bit of the old worm bin and put it in the new worm bin, you'll have a much better worm bin. So all that stuff, there's stuff helping one another.
Most definitely. And I'm not like, I don't know, I'm not trying to throw a hole in any idea. I think it's all great ideas. I'm just, like I said, I'm just sharing information that I've heard. And there was another discussion too I had heard about even the idea. So like this was one that applies to me is like I have the idea that I'm going to throw something in the root zone like a barley, and I'm going to have a shift in the cytokine and hormone, and that was kind of my thought process behind it. Is right, it's a big boost to that, but I never realized that like the plant, if it doesn't necessarily want that much, it's not like you're going to force it on it. It's just going to
it's going to take what it wants.
Yeah, and it like in the way the guy, this botanist was describing it, is it'll take it in and it'll just deconstruct it and make it into something else. Like it doesn't have to use it as that. And that just was like another light bulb moment for me where I was like, like we really, I don't know how much control we really do get in a lot of.
So it's just taking raw sugar, maybe.
I don't know.
It's just going to be something like that, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, it's just discussion, I guess. Fucking talking shit. Before 4:20.
What's the time? Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Is it 4:20? Do I?
Good to be home.
Not sitting up on top of the hot roof.
It's crappy here today, dude. It is grey and 40-mile-an-hour winds and shitty. Like that roof would be quite nice right now, but yesterday I gardened we fell off the plane and I walked in this room. My wife came in, she brought me a sandwich and she said, kissed me and said, see you in about 3 weeks. Because and then I just gardened the rest of the day. I came out in the evening.
Big smile on your face. And she doesn't have a problem with you hanging out with another lady?
I mean, she don't mind as long as there's a lot of them, because she knows my stamina's not all that.
Okay.
That's funny. Chat's a popping.
Let me ask you a question, Eagle. Did you ever hear from Dana?
No.
I think he's 1692 or something.
Yeah, 1620. Danner 1620.
I'll be right back.
Still shout him out every night. If I remember right, I'm pretty sure I sent a message and never heard nothing back from him, but I know I sent him a message.
Shame. It's not everyone's cup of tea. You've got a black screen now, Smiley.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's better. Nice.
He did.
That's one of the
He actually did. Green 13, he says, hey, thanks, man. The summer has been super busy, so I can't promise anything. Maybe this fall or winter, though. That was his message back.
Great. Did you see? You've looked at that content. Yeah, that's a beautiful garden.
Yeah. Great guy. Seems like a good guy to get on. I hope he takes me up on the offer. Maybe I could give him another shove. You're like, hey, man.
I will. I will. That's why I was asking. We were driving home last night. We were in the cab on the way back from the airport, and my wife took my phone off me and started looking through your you'd messaged me on, or you'd like to message I'd sent on your tattoo profile. So my wife's So my wife's flicking through, and my wife and my daughter are sitting looking through your whole profile, zooming on every tattoo. And then there's this one of you stood like this, showing your eagle along the front. My wife says, he's not a very friendly looking dude. And I was like, but he's a very friendly dude. And she goes, I know he is. I hear him talking all of the time. He's a very friendly dude, but he's not a very friendly looking dude. So then she was like, what's the black heart about? What's the reminder of the black heart about? And we ain't talking about that now, but anyway. Yeah. It was funny.
There's definitely a reason for the black heart. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't want to jump on you when we're chilling. No, I'm just telling you what we were talking about.
I believe the world's last hope's jumping back in.
Is he really? Oh, that's cool.
Is this your interview from earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Coming back in on your own wormhole.
Yeah, heck yeah. I encouraged it, man.
Nice.
There he is. What's up, brother?
What's going on, guys?
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
You guys are all hanging out. I might as well fucking turn some soil while you guys are bullshitting.
Yeah, that's what we do. Heck, sometimes we sit here and watch Eagle do his stuff in the garden.
It's what they're doing right now.
Yeah. Think about it. Yeah, that's right.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
really enjoyed your episode, brother.
Yeah, totally, man. That was such an awesome. I was trimming, so I didn't get a chime in to chat at all, but I was busy, but I loved it, every bit of it. I want to learn more of it. I'm gonna be one of your people that's calling you up and asking questions.
Oh, that's totally fine. I got about 150 of them, so it's fine.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, you'll have 151.
That's the thing is we all try to get in organics really deep, and then this is just the great way to push it.
I'm telling you, yeah. Smiley's been working it.
Yeah, sounds like Smiley knows quite a bit about it already. That's dope.
Oh yeah, he's our local guru.
Nice.
Guru, man. Not at all, dude. I just been down the rabbit hole. That's all, man. Like it's I'm just trying to fucking learn like everybody else. You know?
Yeah, but you're further down the hole than we are, so we can learn off that.
Yeah.
It's cool. I'm just the pioneer that found the ocean. I didn't actually sail it. It's fine.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
I wasn't in control of the ship. I just saw the island.
The coolest part about it, I think, is the artistry that you can bring to it. Because really, like if you're running, say, a line of nutrients, somebody else can run that same line of nutrients and have your recipe. But in a reality, like it's just such a moving and evolving thing. Organics, like nobody's ever gonna have your fucking exact same soil. You know what I mean? Like it's never the exact same for them.
That's the biggest point, honestly, because again, that's why I have no problem giving out all my recipes. Because again, that's a good base for you to start with, and anybody can go really good weed with that. But dude, the sky is the absolute limit with this. Like, there's no. You want a PK booster? You can make a PK booster. You want to make a bud hardener? Cool. You want to make potassium? Cool. You want to make microbes? Whatever. You can even make fermented compost tea. Like, there's no limit. Like everything. Like you find a fucking deer on the side of the road, dude. Hair is nitrogen. Blood is nitrogen, bones calcium, like everything's nutrients at that point. It's kind of crazy.
Let's make a soup out of it.
Compost a dead cow. I seen a video on that, how they can compost a dead cow. I never fucking knew they could do that shit.
Oh yeah,
certain structure.
Well, we're all organic, so we all compost.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, you think about that.
I was just during your. I'm on a different time zone to you, so you'll forgive me. I have to go back watch your interview later. It's my morning, so I don't know the content. But I was talking to the guys, and they say you're talking about KNF. Just when I woke up, I was talking to Peter Griffin, who's one of the stalwarts in our chat, and we started talking about Bokoshi, and I wondered if you could help me. He asked me, with Bokoshi, do you have to add something? And I was like, yeah, you add bran, but I'm pretty sure you can make that bran with EM1. Do you happen to know? It's not strictly the same thing, but you can just make Bokoshi bran with EM1, yeah?
So actually the brand EM1 is actually a company that's bought and actually patented by a company in Hawaii. It's got PNSB in it, which is purple non-sulfuric bacteria. But you can make all it is their version of lactobacillus with PNSB in it, which again, purple non-sulfuric bacteria. All it is whenever you're doing an IMO collection, literally you leave rice outside, the mold that grows on it, if there's purple on it, that's PNSB. All it is a bacteria that breeds in sunlight. But all you need to do is make lacto. So pretty much the absolute easiest way to make lacto, throw a gallon of milk outside, let it curdle. The milk from it, the cheese that comes out, it's just cheese. The water from it is straight lacto because that's just the main ingredient in. Yeah, so you take 1 to 5 milliliters of that milk, spray it down with grain. Like you add that to a gallon of water, and then you wet your grain, like your grain or your bran, whatever you want down. So it's moist, not dripping wet, but moist, so you can clump it together and make a ball. Then you seal it in a garbage sack for 30 days. It's going to expand and everything else. Then you lay it out flat and let it dry. Boom, bokashi. But again, you can put any kind of nutrient you want in it. You can make it a super bokashi or a basic bokashi. Basic bokashi is a mycelium spreader. It literally is going to take anything that's in your soil and try to compost it as fast as it possibly can. That's why if you use bokashi in while your plants are in it, it force feeds everything that's in your soil as fast as it possibly can. But in my opinion, I've had bad luck with bokashi. I tried to figure out bokashi for over a year. I made like 40, 50 batches of it. Like, okay, this is kelp meal, alfalfa meal, fish bone meal, azomite, and just like different kinds of ones. Every single time you top feed it with a plant in it, they go crazy. They go, oh man, this is great. 3 weeks later, they lock out. Every time. I don't know why. It's like you either have to reapply it or there's something wrong. But it's like it drops the root zone to a certain pH that it doesn't care for it. And since you're adding a super mycelium spreader, it's going to eat everything in your soil and you're going to be left with no food. So you have to add food to it or keep adding mycelium and keep adding food. So it's one that works good with like green grow, that you have to keep applying a top feed and you keep watering that in and then you keep adding bokashi because it keeps eating your top layer. But if you're just running a super soil or just running soil and run bokashi, it's going to eat all your food in it very, very fast. So you just need to be careful. But I personally like it just for composting soil because it's a good mycelium spreader. But I don't prefer it with plants with things in the plants. I was actually a tester for Grokashi before Alan actually made it big. He actually sent me like 20 pounds of it. And I used it on all kinds of stuff. It works great. The beet juice, I think, has a really big play in it. But again, I feel like I used it on my outdoor, used it on my indoor, and I felt like 3 weeks later, they go great, they go fast, and then they lock out, and they stay right where they're at for like 3 to 5 weeks. I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you stopping?
Okay, now
that hasn't been my experience. I'm using it like this, and I'm new to it too, like 4 or 5 runs in, less than that, 3. So I'm using a bokashi bin, like a plastic bin with a tap on it, and I am using kitchen scraps, including meat, fish, bones, all that stuff.
Oh, you're doing a bokashi bucket?
Yes.
Okay, bokashi bucket is different than actually bokashi, because bokashi is just grain and lacto, pretty much.
Yes.
Bokashi bucket are dope. Those actually make it so all that liquid in the bottom, don't use that on your plants unless you're being super selective, because it's just a fermentation. So if it's mainly like apples and bananas, it's all flower food. So you're going to be feeding a lot of phosphorus and potassium to your plants. If you're using that in veg, they're going to start trying to throw free flowers. That's a great product to foliar feed the outer perimeter of your property. It actually is going to help raise everybody's lactic acid levels and help ward off pests. But the actual material that's sitting in the bucket that's dry, go bury that in the ground, and in 2 weeks, it's actually going to be straight up soil you can plant in because it's just carbon.
Nice.
I'm burying it underneath the heap. So I pulled my regular heap that is just garden waste, so non-worm. I just bury it under that heap, and that stuff is getting rich.
You can even take your bokashi leach and spray your compost pile with it, and it'll help it compost that down even further. Because everything that's in there is microbially processed. So it's all just broken down really, really small. So everything's going to be absorbed really, really instantly. That's the nice part about. See, I did a lot of synthetics and organics, bottle-fed organics, soil organics, amendments, teas. K&F is just a great way to be like, oh, fuck, they're doing something weird. And then you can correct it that day because everything's available like instantly.
You know what I use that leachate for, and I'll shut up in a minute and let someone else talk, but I just chuck it on my top dress or on whatever. It's really fungal. So I feel like I'm giving it to the soil, but I'm giving it to it real slow. Like it's going to get through 4 inches of sawdust before it. But yeah, it's real fungal. It's good looking stuff.
Just make sure you keep an eye on your pH, because that stuff, when it ferments, it drops down to pH 3.
Okay. I won't. I
So
never
if you see any super weird turns, you might do like a little bit of a like dolomite lime to bring the pH back up in it, because it's going to try to start settling at like 5 to 3.
Okay. Maybe I won't.
What was I going to say? There was one other thing that was about bokashi.
It's the same with worm leachate. Yeah, it's really just
it's worm pee and poop, but that shit's fire. Actually, you can ferment that too. You can ferment fucking anything and everything. It's funny. And actually,
that's probably already fermented, don't you think, sitting in the bottom of your worm bin?
Well, it all depends. If it starts changing its acidity and smell, then it's actually like not quite fermented. But if you, again, you don't even have to add sugar. You can add like water, just a little tiny bit of water to it. Natural sugars will help things ferment also, but you can also use beet juice, a lot of natural, just like natural sugars. Actually, most fruit is very high in natural sugar, so you really don't even need to add sugar to your fermented fruit extracts if you don't want to. Like you can just straight up be like, cut fruit up, fucking put it in a bucket, let it sit. The leach from that is now a 0.50/30. Like it's super high pK, and it's nothing. Like you can make that from food scraps.
Nice. So for me, it's all about closing loops. I just want to keep it in the garden. I want to keep it, and so that's everything.
So the dopest part that you'll like about that, I know you're not really like super on KNF at all, but one thing that I really liked about it is you make the nutrients. You can go to your local store, anywhere you shop. You can make all these nutrients pretty well for nothing. You feed that to your vegetable garden. That in turn raises the Brix levels and the nutritional value of your actual garden. You start figuring out what vegetables you want to grow for your cannabis. You start taking the vegetables from your garden that already are very nutritious because you're feeding them even better. You ferment those, give those back to your cannabis. Dude, terpenes, flavonoids, myrcene levels off the chart. Like I make a straight up, dude, if you straight up just take mangoes and sugar, it's all myrcene. That's all your flavor. You start feeding mangoes extract to your plants, dude, your flavors are off the hook. You're going to smell your shit a fucking mile away.
Wow.
Love that. Yeah. That's my way of thinking. That's what I love. That's what I want to hear. That everything I do, everything I touch improves the next thing along.
So the OHN, or the pest resistance, is cinnamon, ginger, garlic, and any medicinal herb you can. Increases essential oils, makes your OGs more OG, and makes everything louder, like for sure. Your fish amino acid is a microbially processed fish that has no fish smell, but yet it's super duper duper high in amino acids. And you can make one from veg and flour from fish carcasses. You can also make bloom food, fish calcium phosphate, from just vinegar and the bones that you got from those fish. Like it costs you nothing. And again, like I've ran like probably at least 19 different nutrient companies: organic, synthetic, full hydro, full deep water culture, coconut, perlite, trays, troughs, super soil, bottle fed soil. Dude, this is the end game, like for sure. This is the fucking end game. Like there's nothing like, oh, you seen this shit? No. Like try it versus this, and you'll be like, wow, plants look great, but they don't have the same push to them. They don't have the same high. They don't have the same push. Like I've actually gotten so the funniest thing is I had a farm that I went out to. They were running the same cut of Scarlet Fire for 5 years. It was testing 22% consistently indoors, okay? 22% consistently. I ran it one time, KNF, 32%.
Dang.
That's a big fucking difference.
That's huge.
Same cut, same exact cut, ran differently.
But are you comparing that to synthetic or other?
No, that was 100%, or that was 100% organic dragonfly earth medicine versus KNF.
Damn.
And then the depths, again, I have two trophies for winning highest terpene and highest THC, and then a third place for best indica. Just all KNF. And indoors, 4,800 watts, 19.5 pounds on a low yielding OG. That's like 3.25 pounds a watt, 3.25 pounds a light.
So just to be clear, I just want to state my position. I'm super into KNF. I just don't practice any of it, but I quite like Jadam. I'm just super lazy, but you are twisting my head. So
So the best part about this, round up everything. You make 1 day out of it. Round up your kids. You just chop fruit, mix it with a little sugar, throw it in the buckets. They love it. Dude, you make them 1 time a year. They last over a year. Dude, I make 2 gallons for my indoor. I normally have about a 1/4 gallon to a 1/2 gallon left after the full year doing 4 runs on 4 rooms.
Wow. So you said you were flipping soil. What base soil do you run with the? I only caught.
So like you can run any soil with this. That's the best part is I started off with just a basic soil that you had to baby at the end. I just kept adding to it, kept re-amending it, kept seeing what plants want and don't want, kept adding to it. Dude, like again, like it gets easier and easier. And again, I'm running indoor right now, but I was running indoor, outdoor, and light depth, all KNF. Like I was running 2,500 plants, all KNF, outdoor. Like literally 2,500 plants, a $3 million crop cost me $400 to produce. That's it.
Damn.
Wow.
And $1,800, $1,600 to $1,800 a pound.
That's amazing.
I mean, it's good numbers. Indoors, I don't buy amendments because I buy them in bulk. I buy 50 pounds at a time. So amendments literally last me like 2 to 3 years. I don't need to replace my soil. I just recycle my soil. I don't buy clones because I have moms. Like literally a run indoors costs me power, and it's $140 a year for nutrients for me to make 2 gallons of everything. Nothing.
So that's basically what you're doing now is taking the pots apart, re-amending them, and setting them.
Yep, just re-amending my pots, and then again, like I'm just using all my KNF inputs. Like I had, like how it all, like when it came to at this place, dude, I had to put every single penny into buying this, like just to getting a house because we had 6 days to move because the people were selling the house we were living in, and I had a job lined up and it fell through. 6 days left, so we had to put every penny into getting this place. So I literally took the wood that I used to build my light depth to build my rooms, and had zero money for amendments, anything else. It was like, whatever, I'll use the KNF inputs and see what happens. Dude, 2 1/4 pounds per light with nothing.
Wow.
That's per 600 watts.
Yeah, that's definitely impressive.
Like
That's
my
impressive.
315s yield me anywhere between 1 1/4 pounds, 1 3/4. And I'm like, yeah, I've got an LED room, 3 ceramic metal halide, or 4 ceramic metal halides in one room, and then 2 Gavitas, and then a bunch of ragtag Galaxy Hydros. But yeah,
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So, over the Dragonfly Earth Medicine conversation, that clip, the reason for that would be microbial diversity or food availability, or what were you accounting that for? Where the sugar? Where's the terpenes? That's huge.
So the funniest thing, Kelly from Dragonfly Earth Medicine, I know her. She's actually grown some of my genetics out on her big ass outdoor thing they made. Dragonfly Earth Medicine is dry KNF. I've sat down and talked to her with it. She's like, no, this is Korean natural farming. It's fermentations, but it's dry fermentations. They actually take their teas, steep them, let them sit for a week, and then they bubble them and then feed them. So they're technically fermentations. So Dragonfly Earth Medicine is KNF, but it's dry, water-soluble KNF that is actually like regulated through the state, able to be sold in a dry powder form.
And it's 15% less terpenes. So yeah.
Dude, but Dragonfly Earth Medicine is definitely a good product. I like them. They actually produce really good flowers, but again, you can caulk what they do too. You can add just a little bit of extra spice on it.
Talking shit with Eagle. I'm not doing them down. I promise I'm not. But you made the point in a way, like, I mean,
they actually encourage you to cop their recipes.
They do.
Yeah, they're like, we make this just for people to get an idea, but we want you to do it off your own property. And they're all about that.
Dude, and they're actually the only one on the market that actually has dried different kinds of mushrooms in their feeds. They have like reishis and turkey tails and a bunch of different other kinds of medicinal mushrooms. Kelly, I believe, is a what do they call it? Not a botanist, a herbalist. She actually went to college for it. She knows a shitload. Do you know anything about herbs, dude? Like, you ask her any questions, she knows a lot for sure.
Yeah, they're pretty remarkable with their knowledge about.
Dude, they grew out one of my Platinum Girl Scout cookie times Doxo G crosses. I called it the Hello Nurse. They loved it. They're like, oh my God, this thing just grew silver buds. They were huge plants, healthy. It's like, hell yeah, dude. I'm blessed to have my fucking genetics in your garden. And they hooked me up with a couple of things back in the day. Good people though. I like them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's knowledge and application, and it's a beautiful. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those. It took me down a direction of finding those really beautiful natural gardens.
Well, I will say that they're fat flowers, man. I've been kind of settling on that as far as a one-time drink I give the girls as their.
Yeah, that's definitely not a bad one at all. I really prefer that one. And dude, there's just too many companies that do fucking guano. I do not like guano. I mean, I love what it does. I don't like how it's fucking farmed. Like, they're literally going into a cave and raking it with headlamps. And most of those bat droppings are roach fucking droppings. So it's actually insect frass versus fucking bat droppings. I like vegetative bat guano for how big it throws those monster Jurassic Park leaves. But so many people use the high phosphorus bat guano under like week 6, 7 in flower. And you're like, oh, your weed tastes like bat shit. Yummy.
Well, it sort of tastes like baked goods. Whatever. It's weird.
Oh yeah, it does have that like almost like super. I don't know. It's almost like a super fastly dry. I'm talking not baked goods, the bat shit. Like, it's dried super fast. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. It's got a odd. But if you've ever amended bat shit into your soil and you get it in your sinuses and then you smoke the weed, you know exactly where it came from.
Yep.
Babies
I
laughing.
personally don't use it either. The bird guano either. There's just too many other ways you can get all that stuff. I don't see a need for it. Unless
It is in my soil.
The only thought I had on that though, the only thought I had
apple, banana, watermelon, 0, 50, 30. Easy peasy.
Right. The only thought I had on the guano was possibly the biology you're getting from it, but I don't. Even there, I think you can get that other sources.
Yeah, definitely diversity is the key for sure. Like, more different sources of. That's why everybody's like, oh, do you have a certain regiment? And like, well, if plants look different, they get different things. So like, each crop turns out just a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny. I guess you can be more designer. I'm sort of careless, no-till, living soil. It doesn't. I just do what I do. It's a dumping ground, really. It's a indoor compost heap, I think. But you can actually react to things, that's very cool.
No, and I would confirm what you were saying earlier about the fruits that you're adding and terpene. Because I've taken a clone, raspberries is a clone I've grown for more than 2 years now, so I know it really well, and I can make it. Literally, other people will think they're different peanuts. You know what I mean? Like, they're going, and it's the same clone. It's just one got treated this way, and you know that does, man. You can swing the terpene profile.
Oh yeah, well, dude, the nicest part is like, say, like a few years ago, we were doing a bunch of depths. We were doing like, I think they're only like 60 years, like in between like 50 and 70 pounds of depth. But we were just running one strain. We ran one strain like 5 times in a row, and our vendors were starting to get a little sick of it. They wanted the same bud look, same high, but different flavor. So that's another reason why I like the KNF, because if I go OHN, it's going to be just cush as fuck, gas all day. If I start leaning on the fermented fruit extract, then I can start pulling out berry hints. So I can actually have the same strain, 2 different kinds of smoke.
And so that's why if me and Johnny both get a clone and we grow it, it will taste different. Just from what you've described, you can do that in one garden, whereas our gardens will be the same probably.
Yeah. Well, that's the big thing is, unfortunately, even if I made all the nutrients and I gave you half of them and I gave you the exact same clone I was going to run, your medium might be a little tiny bit different. Your lighting might be different. Your humidity might be different. Your temperature might be different. Your climate's probably different. The way you feed them and when you feed them and how much you give them will make a difference. I used to have a strain of my Master Kush I picked up in 2012, I want to say. It would put on 5 different looks. It would look like Forum Girl Scout cookies. It would bulk up super crazy. It would put on hella calyxes. It would be solid as a rock on certain runs. It'd be straight up silver on certain runs. All depend on how you feed it. 5 different looks, 1 strain. And if you ran it and it looked like Forum Girl Scout cookie, you put it in a bag, they wouldn't tell the difference until they smoked it.
Wow.
And I've done
And
that
is that
on a lot of
everything?
different occasions. Check this out. So I had a blue OG clone. I grew this thing for a year and a half. Okay, cloned the shit out of it one day. Okay, I put like 30 of them under T5s, and then I put the other half of them under ceramic metal halides. So the ceramic metal halides is a yellow light, and the other ones are white. So the ones that are white were stacking like they normally do. They were actually trying to compress the nodes and make it stack like it was a really short plant. So the CMHs are this fucking CFLs are making it stretch. So eventually they look completely different. One of them actually looked like a squat indica that had hella nodes, and one of them took on a straight up OG structure with 3 leaves. The other one was 7 to 9 leaves all the time. The other one would go 3 to 5 leaves all the time. They straight up accumulated and like climatized themselves completely different. Same exact strain, grew them next to each other, same exact strain. They're both blue OG, 100%. They even formed a little tiny bit different, smoked 100% the same. Just different climatizations made the plant completely grow differently. That's another reason why I like to pound the fuck out of my T5s or ceramic metal halides when they're in veg, so they stack like a motherfucker. Or if they're indicas, I like to throw them under the LEDs, the cheap LEDs, or the high pressure sodium, make them stretch, and then spread out the node spacing. That way I can make them a really flat canopy all the way around.
6.5K blue LEDs do that same thing in veg. Just cabbage things out.
Nice. Yeah, that's what the 350 watt ceramic metal halides do. But I also I've got Gavitas that are high pressure sodium, so it's a yellow spectrum. I like to throw a 10K bulb in there. It's purple. It's really high in UV. Makes them stack like a motherfucker. But when they're in flower, like week 5, 6, the UV light makes them so they don't have the morning burn off. So whenever your lights come on, they hit your plant. THC is their natural sunscreen, so it burns the glands just a little tiny bit to harden them off. That's why whenever your lights kick on, you smell them like a motherfucker. But if you do the 10Ks, which is a purple light, it actually makes it so they don't do that burn off period. They just stack. They stay soft, and they just keep trying to stay where they're at during the day, and then at night they keep trying to stack. But they just throw on so much fucking frost. Dude, I had an OGKB test at almost 37%. If you look at my Instagram and look back in my story, just a little while back, you'll see some shit that just looks like there's THC everywhere. You can't even really see bud. It's like a blurry picture, but it's not.
And so if you were going to do just one KNF thing, and obviously that's hopefully a gateway, what would the one thing be?
Well, honestly, check this out. So do you use CalMag at all?
No.
Okay,
I mean,
that's a living soil thing. Most synthetic growers use a fucking ton of that shit. I can make CalMag for fucking $8 a gallon. I can make calcium for $8 a gallon. I can make CalPhos for $8 a gallon. I can make straight amino acids for $8 a gallon. Actually, I can make amino acids for nothing. You take banana peels, put them in a little tiny bit of sugar, fill the bucket up with water, let it sit. It's going to make water-soluble calcium. Put the scraps in another bucket, add water to it. Let that sit for a year. Dude, you got vinegar. If you add a little bit of vinegar to it, give it a month, you got vinegar. You can make all your water-soluble calcium, CalMag, and CalPhos for nothing.
I use krill.
How do you use that? that water soluble calcium?
It's just banana extract. It's just 1 to 5 mils per gallon. Most times you use that throughout its entire life, but if you're in a coconut medium, coconut's already super high in potassium, so you want to really follow that up with a really heavy nitrogen. So I like to use azos, which is nitrogen fixing bacteria, and like a soybean meal ferment, which is like a 1600.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to experiment with running KNF full coconut. See how that works. So people that are running hydro can run straight up fucking KNF hydro if they want to. So it's an organic hydro.
That'd be cool. Do you think it'll work in cocoa cool?
I've already got a 1 gallon pot that's like, well, I didn't veg it all the way out, but I did a 1 gallon pot in straight coconut, and it got like 16 inches tall. No deficiencies at all. No stripes. No nothing. All you got to do is add an extra little 5 mils of water soluble calcium, which is literally oyster shell powder is 93% calcium carbonate. Brown rice vinegar is straight up super, super low pH. Oyster shell powder is super, super high pH. So when you mix the two, a chemical reaction happens and it extracts the calcium carbonate from the oyster shell powder and puts it into a water soluble form, but it makes calcium acetate, which is just instantly available calcium. So you're making instantly available calcium for fucking $8, which you can do with apple cider vinegar or banana vinegar, which apple cider vinegar is like $3.
You said 5 mils per gallon, and then you water that in, or foliar that?
1 to 5 of the calcium, and then if you're doing with the magnesium, do like a quarter. What is it? It's 5 mils per 5 gallons, so it's 1 mil per gallon of straight Epsom salts, which Epsom salts is 12% magnesium, 13% sulfur, or magnesium and sulfur, excuse me. Those together makes magnesium.
Do you think that would be needed to add the magnesium, or is it?
If you're going straight coconut, yeah. If you're going straight coconut, like magnesium, well, even in soil, magnesium is the first element to go. So if you're lacking anything, more than likely it's magnesium. If your middles are fading, if they're getting eaten in the middle of the plant, or if your tops aren't green, but you still have nitrogen, magnesium and calcium work together, but magnesium is a natural plant steroid. It's also a natural plant sweetener and ripener. So that's actually like that. Magnesium actually helps your plants get sweet. Like that's actually one of the things that makes their terpenes pop. But calcium transmits nitrogen, or vinegar, brown rice vinegar breaks down calcium, turns it into nitrogen. But magnesium turns actually breaks down the molecules that make chlorophyll and makes your plant dark. Ugh, excuse me, that was a mouthful.
Yeah, they sound restless over there.
It's quite funny. About 12 years ago, I used to use brown rice vinegar to change the pH in my water when I very first sort of started growing. And so that's interesting that you just told me what I was doing there, really.
So the dopest part about brown rice vinegar is it's a natural pH stabilizer. It drops your pH, super spikes it, and then neutralizes it. But it also breaks down calcium and makes nitrogen available to your plant. But it's also the most brown rice vinegar. Brown rice in particular is the plant that you can get with the absolute most organic amino acids. And amino acids help with your plant's nutrient uptake.
Well, amino
I think I soon moved to.
It's a sugar and a nitrogen molecule is an amino acid. But...
See, the thing is like everybody's kind of like doesn't really care for sugar. Well, the sugar actually dissipates. So whenever you actually add most of your sugar, so when you add sugar to anything, the bacteria that's laying on whatever surface you're adding it to gets stimulated by the sugar. They eat the sugar and go back through and they try to compost whatever you're trying to ferment. So it actually rips the nutritional value out of it, pees and poops it out, leaving just straight carbon. So what's left is like pretty much you can bury it no problem and it'll be plantable in a few weeks. But just like even strawberry shortcake, you had strawberries and a little bit of sugar and you put it on your shortcake. Dude, you just made strawberry extract. Like you can feed that to your plants, no problem, and they love it. Because again, they like carbs, they like sugars, they like their Brix levels heightened, but they also love extracts of whatever. Because again, like strawberries are like super high in antioxidants, vitamin C, vitamin B, iron, calcium. So I mean, just basic little stuff is like just straight crack to plants. It's pretty funny.
Wow.
But it goes well with any regimen anybody does. Like that's actually how I get most synthetic growers to switch over, is because I go in there and go, here, give this a try. Just foliar feed this, like little teeny tiny bit. Just foliar feed this. And they go, dude, if I only have to give 1 to 5 milliliters, you just gave me like 200 gallons. Like, yeah. 1 to 5 mils. Give that a try. And they do it, and the plants just start praying like a motherfucker. Because again, like when you do IMO, you're getting nitrogen fixing bacteria, phosphorus fixing bacteria, and purple non-sulfuric bacteria. So you're getting bacteria that's going to fix your phosphorus, give your plants nitrogen out of the air, and then it's also going to help absorb more sunlight. So they're going to, second you spray BIM, the PNSB in that is going to make them pray like a motherfucker. They're going to search for the light, and they're going to help them absorb more light.
Well, have you got,
so just letting you know you're muted.
Have you got a
in case you're
shelf
talking
that
about
is filled with bottles of different IMOs and so on?
What's up?
Do you have a rack full of bottles of nutrition?
Not really. Actually, I've got 2-gallon buckets sitting here with each nutrient. I've got one that's water-soluble calcium, one water-soluble potassium, fermented bubble hash water, grow food, fish flower food, early bloom food, late bloom food, CalMag, water-soluble calcium, fermented bubble hash water. I got all kinds of shit, but they're all individually in buckets. Because again, once you're done with them, you just strain them off, and you got them. If you keep adding to them, they don't go bad. So, and they're good for over a year. So you make them one time, you round up everything, you make them one time. That's it. You have them for the whole year. The longer they sit, the more potent they get. And your OHN, dude, my OHN, the one I told you with the garlic, cinnamon, and ginger, dude, mine's like a 40 part. It's got like cayenne pepper, lemongrass, basil, thyme, jalapenos, rosemary, dillweed, turmeric,
Spicy.
angelica, licorice, like just herbs, like natural medicinal herbs. But plants, it's natural medicine. You're building your plant's immune system so they naturally just start fighting shit off. Which again, the cinnamon is a, what is it? It's a fucking, what's that shit called? Fights bad shit, pretty much. It's
antioxidant antioxidant.
It's got all kinds of shit in it. Same thing with ginger, same thing with garlic. The garlic's actually got super high sulfur in it, so it actually helps with terpene content. That's what builds myrcene levels, is sulfur. Sulfur helps a lot. Sulfur is just a natural element that you need your plants to absorb. Same thing with like chlorine, iron, bromine.
When I was younger, I used to hang around with a Caribbean guy who was 10 years older than me, and he every time we'd get sick, we'd work together, and every time I got sick, he'd give me basically what you just described. He'd be in a hot drink. He'd be like, yeah, I'll drink that. And it was garlic, cinnamon, and ginger base with some other stuff.
You know what's the funniest part? Think about how your body works. Think about how the plant works. Pretty damn close, honestly. Like if you think about it, like when I do my consultations, we go and buy all this fruit and vegetables and everything and make all the nutrients. People are like, holy shit, this is really good fruit. Like these are like really good vegetables and shit. Like, holy shit, we're taking all this shit and putting it together and feeding it to our plants. Fuck, the plants are eating better than we are. No shit, dude. Like if you think bananas, fruit, dragon fruit, papayas, grapes, raspberries, squash, purple cauliflower, like, dude, squash, any of that shit. They all have different medicinal properties. They're all good for you in some way. Good. If you like it, the plants are gonna love it. Again, if you ate how they did, you'd be healthy as shit and your plants would eat for free.
And a lot of times I can get some of this benefit with Jadam, yeah? I can very quickly sweep.
So you didn't listen to my podcast, but so the difference between what I do, Korean natural farming, and Jadam farming, okay? So Korean natural farming was made by Dr. Cho. Well, actually, it wasn't not made by him. He was taught by a Moroccan that learned from Chinese. He actually just took the style and brought it to us and turned it into a transferable form.
His son.
Jadam is his son. He made it more of a laboratory version. So modern natural farming is literally me sitting in my basement going, well, all this is made for agricultural like foliar feeding. Let's see if cannabis likes this. Well, it's made for like spraying on the plants. Let's see if they take it top feed. Oh, well, that worked. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, well, that worked. Oh, that didn't work. So literally, like, if you know anybody that does KNF with cannabis, like, no trying to be egotistical, I'm kind of the pioneer for that shit because nobody knew anything about it. Like, I heard one dude in a hydro shop being like, oh, yeah, I use lacto and it upped my production. This is the website to do it. I'm trying to start doing a couple of these things. Dude, I just was like, dude, like, let's try it, see what happens. Like, so I was just literally sitting here going, this works, this doesn't work, plants like this, don't like this. But I'm mainly a cannabis farmer. So I was like, dude, this is going to work for weed or else. Like, I don't have any money, so this is going to work. And again, like, I ran through most of every style, like hydro, deep water culture, and all the different nutrient companies on the market was like, damn, shit that I'm making is actually like more active, helps like grow quicker, and it's nothing. It costs nothing. Like, I couldn't believe how cheap it was. Like, dude, you go buy a 5-gallon bucket. That's the most expensive thing of the whole fucking fermentation. And it's literally sugar or vinegar, unless you're doing OHN or IMO, which those are ones you're going to get into later. But IMO is your microbial solution, your root booster, and yeah, pretty much your microbial booster and your root booster. And your OHN is your medicine, your terpene enhancer, and just your overall, like, you're going to top feed that, and the plant's going to uptake it and be like, oh, I'm making my own medicine and not get sick and not be available to pests. Then if you find a pest, you find the plant that it doesn't like, ferment that, you put that in your OHN, and then you have preventative for it next time. And it doesn't go bad. OHN, you keep adding to it. BIM, you keep adding to it. Your flower food, you keep adding to it. They never go bad. But again, if you ferment them and don't touch them for a full year, worst thing that's going to happen, they become vinegar. Vinegar you can still use. They still have the nutritional value. Plants still uptake them the same, but you can now make your water solubles. You can make your water soluble calcium, CalMag, and CalPhos from those because they're such low pH.
So it's a win-win situation.
All around, everything becomes usable.
I mean,
everything.
even if you mess up, you can still use it to make more.
Well, you just use your gut. The only bad thing that you ever like run into is if it smells like a sewer or sulfur. Those two mean the microbes are dead. Other than that, you're good. If you even do your ferments and you start getting mold forming on top, dude, it's just showing you it's alive. But the only thing is the mycelium is going to suck the moisture out of your ferments, which you don't want because, again, it's just plant material and sugar. So the sugar is actually only getting saturated by the plant water content.
Now, when you got that storing, do you have that sealed off, or just like a gunny sack cover?
So what I normally do is I put them in 2 or 5 gallon buckets. If you get 2 gallon buckets, look for any place that sells honey. They sell 2 gallon buckets. But I normally just leave 1 leaf up. That way, because again, you're using active, alive microbes. They're still eating and they're still breeding. You want sugar in there to keep the microbes alive so they still have a food source to eat on if there's nothing left in the jar. But as they eat, they off-gas CO2. So whenever you actually do your ferments, you can throw them in your grow room and they will off-gas CO2 for free. But whenever you're done, you need to make sure that they are not in a glass jar sealed, and they need to have at least like a little tiny hinge on top of a 5 gallon bucket up, because they're going to blow up and they're going to off-gas themselves. But if you leave a mason jar lid loose, it's going to burp itself. It's going to, as soon as it gets pressure, it's going to pop that lid and then go right back where it's at. Same thing with a 5-gallon bucket. It's going to build up pressure and then off gas in that corner and then seal itself back up.
Okay.
Even if you just leave them straight up open, they will make their own pedicle. They'll make their own SCOBY and try to seal themselves off.
That's amazing.
Dude, KNF is super, it's so much easier than everybody thinks. Okay, you got grass in your front yard, go cut some grass, throw it in a bucket, add some sugar to it, mix it up. Boom. You have like a super duper duper high nitrogen, amino acid, and enzyme grow food. Dude, go to the store, buy a salmon fillet, throw it in a bucket with some sugar, mix it up. Dude, boom, you have flower food. Like, it's that easy. It's really that easy.
Okay, I live in the desert, and the other day somebody said it's desert is some of the best, most nutrient dense type dirt. And if I take that stuff and incorporate it into my dirt and everything, is it gonna create a problem? Do I have to inoculate it? Do I have to do anything to it?
So you want to make what's called IMO. So literally all you do, cook rice, cook some white rice, any kind of white, any kind of rice, preferably not instant rice. Put it out anywhere. Put it out anywhere. Anywhere you see activity, super shade, in the sun, all over the place. Okay? Cover it up. Make sure it's kind of humid, but away from the animals, because the animals try to get into it. It'll start pulling in all the microbes in the entire area will flock to the starch in the rice. It'll start collecting in the rice. You get like 5 or 6 colonizations. You add that to sugar to store it. Now you have 5 different colonizations of the toughest microbes in that area. You mix them all together. Now they're going to make an all-star team, and they're going to eat the fucking bench players. That's what they're going to do. They're going to be the hardest. They're going to harden themselves off, and anything that's not strong enough becomes food. From there, all you got to do, add that, like literally add 1 teaspoon to a 5-gallon bucket of water. You're taking a blank planet and adding a ton of microbes. How many microbes are in 1 grain of dirt? A ton. So you adding 1 teaspoon of actually like tried to pull in those microbes. Dude, there's so many. So you add that into a blank world. You let them populate, overpopulate that. It's going to make a SCOBY on the top of your water. You let that sit. Dude, you use that 1 to 5 milliliters per gallon. You have water soluble, all the microbes that you just harnessed. You use 4 gallons of that. You've got 1 gallon left. You're like, what am I going to do? Dude, fill up the bucket. You have a colonized, super concentrated version of all your people. Give them a bigger planet to roam on. That's all you're doing.
And they'll just repopulate it.
They'll repopulate. That's what microbes do. They're alive. And it'll have lacto, nitrogen-fixing bacteria, PNSB, and phosphorus-fixing bacteria. Because if you get your colonizations, they're going to be straight up white mycelium. But if you get purple, pink, yellow, green is nitrogen-fixing, pink is nitrogen-fixing, or pink is photosynthetic, red is nitrogen-fixing, purple is purple non-sulfuric bacteria. Like, if you take just that purple and put it in a jar with a little bit of rice and a little bit of water, a couple of days, leave it in the shade for a few days, that whole bottle will turn purple. There's PNSB right there for you. But again, like just straight up pond water with fish in it, it's got phosphorus fixing bacteria. It's pretty much mammoth microbes right there with just straight up pond water.
Okay, now that you hit that pond water thing, I live next door to Lake Mead, and Lake Mead's in, you know where Lake Mead is? I hope. No, maybe not. Anyways,
I'm in Cali, but more than likely.
It's in Las Vegas, Nevada, basically.
Okay.
Anyway, so we have a tributary that feeds down into that water, into the Lake Mead. And after it's been going through all the rocks and the dirt and all that crap, and could I utilize that kind of stuff? That water for
definitely.
Like the pond water effect, because there's tons of fish.
As long as there's not any kind of like toxic leak or sewage leak or any of that kind of shit. Yeah, definitely. Because again, like what is the water doing? It's running over rocks. Where are most of the rocks? Coming down the mountain. So you're getting hella minerals. Like, that's perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, with where you're at, I would do as many IMO collections as you possibly can. Even if you do one in the straight up desert heat in the sun, what are you collecting? Okay, well, microbes are definitely in the sun and definitely on everything. So what are you doing? You're collecting the microbes that are super duper hardened off, that are sitting in the sun, that are used to no water, no rain, nothing, none of that shit. So whenever you add that to your colonization, they take over, and now your plants are going to be able to help with drought resistance, wind resistance, whatever the hell those microbes have gone through.
Okay. See, now that's
why that's also another reason why you want to do year-round ones, because you do one in spring, summer, winter, fall, all the different climates, because they're used to the different kind of climate changes, weather, everything else is going on. And you just start being like, man, these plants are hardened as fuck, and it's like 12 degrees. Yeah, it's because you collected the microbes that are used to being in this kind of weather, then you concentrated them and then put them on your plant.
Right.
That's the dope part. You're pulling them in from everywhere and then concentrating them and putting them in a specific area.
Okay, here's another question for you. How about the surface soil versus the soil that's down 6 feet or so?
What about
Is there going to be
rhizome versus roots? Well, you water everything in, so
no. I'm not talking about my root zone. I'm talking about where I'm collecting the dirt.
Okay.
Will the dirt be more hardened off and everything up on the surface part? Less so
if
down.
You think about it, if you bury your box, because essentially you're going to want to make a wooden box, drill holes in it, make a lid, and then put your rice in it like 3 inches fluff, but you bury it. So any microbes that can get to it will. So if they're too far down and they don't smell it, they're not going to want it. So that's okay, because again, you don't want those. But a great way to actually get past that. Do you ever think about tree leaves? Because tree leaves, how do they get their nutrients? Through the roots. Where are the roots?
Yeah.
So far down, as far as the tree is tall and as wide. So they're drawing up nutrients from, and where's all the soil coming from? Well, most of it's coming from their leaves. The leaves falling and slowly composting. So how many years do you think it took for those roots to actually reach where it's been slow composted? It could be 1,000 or 10,000 years. Sucking those up, turning those into leaves. The leaves fall, we compost those, we get the amendments and the elements from those leaves that are actually pulling nutrient from the roots.
Okay.
So you can actually do a compost of just straight root of all your leaves. Dude, do a colonization right next to your compost pile of leaves. But again, if you're trying to get good colonies of IMOs, dude, if you're going to go to the redwood forest or the beach or anywhere like that, like just for the weekend, dude, just like Green 13 did, grab some dirt. Because again, all you need to do, cook rice, put it next to the dirt. How many grains of microbes are in 1 grain of dirt? A lot. So literally him bringing dirt from Spain, dude, put the soil next to it. The microbes are going to transfer into the rice. Then you add that to all your other ones. Dude, if there's any super badass motherfuckers, they're going to fight with all the other ones and be the dominant one or be food or be part of the team.
So what did you make of what Smiley was saying when we talked about that, about the alternative, the other evidence where it may just get eaten up? What do you think of that?
Yes. Definitely. They're either going to be, well, think about this. If you go to 10 towns around you and you go, hey, I want the best fucking rugby player here. Cool. You got 10 guys that step forward. You got 100 guys that are like, I'm the best player. No, you got 10 guys that are good. The other guys are going to end up food or you're going to be bench warmers, period.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it simply is just what we thought anyway. And in those examples, potentially the ones that were there were already the strongest ones.
Yeah, exactly. Well, again, you might not know though. So if I go to the redwood forest and I grab a handful of dirt, they might overtake every microbe that I fucking have in a suburban area. That's good. That's fine. I just increased my population. I made my team stronger.
Okay, so it's not going to wipe them out. It's just going to make them better.
Oh, no. It's never going to wipe them out, honestly. It's good. Like there's so many good microbes. The bad ones don't even compete. They're like, oh, so I'm a polar bear. I'm going to eat this fucking raccoon. Like, it's not even a competition.
we can have a beneficial, like a root zone that's breeding beneficial and a root zone that's actually breeding non-beneficial. It can go either way depending on how you're treating it too. It's
definitely.
My understanding is it's a lot to do with the environment, like the idea of building a highly fungal like soil is more to do with having a lot of lignin content and water availability than it is like trying to add an inoculant all the time, you know.
You want to hear something fucking super crazy, bud? They did a recent survey well, not a survey, but a fucking study on this forest that they were like, holy fuck, dude, this whole forest is super bacterial dominated. Like the worms in this place are just composting everything so fast. The woods started to die because trees are fungally dominated. There was no fungal dominance in the soil. It was all bacterial dominance due to worms. And fucking trees started dying.
They started composting the tree.
Well, that's
exactly. They start eating the roots because there's no food left. Bacteria. Well, again, when you brew teas, if you want fungal dominance, you do like an 18-hour tea with no sugar source. You do just a food source brewed for 18 hours, 18 to 22 hours. If you want a bacterial food source, you do from 22 to 48 hours, but you add sugar. So bacteria super dominates fungi. But fungi, as soon as sugar is added, it stimulates bacteria and overdominates it. So whenever you're in flour, obviously you lay off the sugar. That's one thing that I thought that was really interesting with KNF. Is I've been feeding the whole KNF regiment, but it's got a lot of sugar in it. I still get mushroom growth. That tells me I still have fungal dominance.
Yeah, I've heard the discussion on if you want to, grow your fungal dominance, growing your bacterial colonies is the fastest way to do a lot of that, because the way they process and live and die, it actually creates a better environment for the fungal to take over. It's kind of like a symbiotic type thing, but encouraging the bacteria, you're actually encouraging a lot of the fungal to happen too.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and if you want to increase your fungal dominance, you can also do fungal flats. Take a little bit of your soil, add any kind of bran to it or any kind of meal, wet it down, wait a few days. Mycelium will spread, cover it. Mycelium will spread, brew that into a tea, brew it for 10 to 20 hours. Feed that to your plants, you get mycelium spreaded. That's another thing I really like about BIM, because you do the mycelial colonizations with the rice, you add your sugar to it, and then you add it to water. That you're consistently adding. So you're helping your root expansion, you're helping microbial populations, but you're also spreading fungi.
We all love Clackamas Coot over here, so we all like a bit of chucking some bran down or something.
Oh, I know, Coot. Yeah, Coot's soil recipe is actually pretty good. I would just do half strength on all the minerals. That's just my little tweak to it. Because I feel like the minerals are a little harsh after your first run with Coot soil.
Loads of barley.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, hell yeah. That's one thing I really liked about the, milled barley, is it's already seed sprouted and then they grind it. So it's actually got the same enzyme content. You just have to top feed it and water it in. You don't have to sprout seeds.
Malted, yeah. So you don't really worry too much about soil structure or base saturation of nutrient at all, as much as just adding this stuff.
I get my honestly, it's really kind of funny. I really should go and get my soil tested. There's probably a few little things I'm missing out, but I've been literally running off what the plants do for a long time. So if I'm I think these are lacking a little bit of nitrogen, I'll supplement the source. Oh, well, I will actually see what the plants are doing, supplement that with KNF, but since KNF is absorbed so instantly and the plants uptake it quickly, there's not much left. So I'm okay, I know what the soil's doing this run. I'm going to correct it for next run. So I'm like, okay, this is missing phosphorus and potassium, like heavy. Okay, so next run I'm gonna amend heavy on the phosphorus and potassium, and then just baby the KNF microbes and see what happens.
Man, I like how you make it sound so simplistic, and it is, I'm sure. But in my mind, my mind's racing over all this stuff.
Well, you know, you know what's unfortunate? Growing is like golf. The more you try to adjust it, the worse it gets.
I can understand that.
You're like, oh man, my swing's just a little bit inside. I'm gonna start pulling inside. Oh, that's a bad gas slice. All right, I'm gonna push out. No, just do what you normally do and work with that. And then when you're done with the round, come back next time and adjust.
You play golf, don't you?
Dude, I play soccer, basketball, golf, track, and race my dirt bike. That's what I did pretty much like until I was about 18. But now it's like, well, I found out that medicine's really good for me, and I happen to be really good at growing medicine, so might as well fucking spread it around.
You just described 10 years of my life in about 3 seconds with your whole, oh, nah, hook, oh, nah, slice. Very, very analytical, very frustrated golfer. I don't play.
Oh, man, I love golf. I haven't played golf in a while.
Yeah. I was a natural at golf.
That was one thing in high school. They were like, hey, do you want to be on the golf team? I was like, what do you mean the golf team? They're like, dude, you get out of school to go golf and golf courses you can't afford. Like, fuck yeah, I'm going to fucking do some golf.
Nobody ever told me that stuff in school.
It's like, dude, and after 4 years, I got a free golf bag. I was like, dude, shit, yeah, this is fucking... Also did track at the same time, so like the golf coach didn't mind. I did like high jump, long jump, and something else. It was like third in division for high jump.
Nice.
I was one of those assholes that was kind of good at everything, unfortunately. And then found growing and was like, ooh, this is something that like you kind of can't be like really good at. Like you kind of have to keep trying forever.
Yeah, you never master this.
Never.
That's the thing. That's why this is better for golf, because there's no, just every round is fantastic.
Pick one aspect. Do you want to be a cloner? Do you want to be a thinner? Do you want to take clones? Do you want to make hash? What kind of hash do you want to make? Do you want to make nutrients? What nutrients do you want to make? Do you want to make soil? What soil do you want to make? Like, do you want to make lights? Do you like lights? Do you want to build your own lights? Do you want to look for like, dude, there's no limit. There's no fucking limit. It just goes on. That's another reason why I really love KNF, because I was like, man, I really feel like I'm just kind of buying my weed. Like I'm using these nutrient companies and kind of renting my weed.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Like, I'm like, oh, here comes Botanicare. Okay, how much did this cost me? Okay, cool. Well, I guess I'm going to rent that out for right now.
Right. That's my problem is I'm on a very limited budget. So that's why this really, it sets in my wallet very nicely is what I'm saying.
Dude, Johnny says he's on a limited budget, but his grow room gets larger on a daily basis.
That goddamn the goddamn power bill, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing. You're still renting it.
That goddamn power bill, though. Solar, soon I'm going to have an entire 9K setup on full solar. That's going to be the goal. That and the 2 depths and a half an acre. I'm going to do it big all by myself. I'm going to do 9,000 watts indoors, 2 full auto depths that are 30 by 100 foot, and then a half acre.
That's going to be a day's work.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is you put in your days, but you put it into auto feeding. Because again, like, dude, I've already done all that shit.
Dude, it's no work. Like, there's no work. You know, it's all play.
Exactly. Well, the nice thing is those auto depths. Have you seen those shits? The Grow-Techs? Dude, they have giant curtains on the inside. So as soon as you set your timers, they close by themselves. So you don't have to pull tarp. You run those in beds. You run octobubblers. You run 3 tanks at 250 gallons. You brew your tanks. You have a timer for your pump. You fucking set that shit off. So you have 2 rooms doing that. Your outdoors all on like 4,000 gallons of teas, pretty much, all on auto timers. And then your indoor is your baby. But you run all dosatrons for everything, easy peasy. Have little storage tanks for all your nutrients and fucking rock it hard. All I need to do is pay somebody to thin and plant.
Eagle, man, it's late. Do you need us to go?
Yeah, I'm about ready to pop out. Cheers, everybody. It's 420 somewhere.
Yeah.
Is it?
Hey man, I've been
5
420 like the whole
5.1.
time.
221, I hear. Get a bowl rolling.
Yeah.
Get a bowl rolling.
Play the song, dude. Play the song.
Yeah.
All
Do the Deb song.
Deb song coming up.
Deb song.
Yeah, I just been over here just pounding out fucking envelopes, man.
I know, man, but it's
Hey,
way
don't
past your
post it
time,
to
so I
the-
just want to make sure, you know, I think it's, you know,
Your
polite.
your hands aren't on the screen, man. We don't need to know what you're pounding out over there.
No.
Organic chat.
Got his hand on this big fat bong. I'm pinching it. You know, these fucking triple OGs, you gotta pinch them, man. These things stretch like a motherfucker.
All right, here you guys go. Here comes the Deb song.
Man, I got some ice cream cake I'm smoking on, actually, from a homie. That's fucking dope.
I'm hearing that.
I got some of my own grown, which is nice.
Dude, it sucks. Every time I fucking, like, I've literally had to buy weed maybe 3 times in about 10 years. And every time I fucking, like, miss a room or get fucked or something, we gotta get something. The wife's like, God damn it, nothing fucking just does it, damn it. She's like, this weed just is just not yours.
Yeah. That's nice. That's a nice problem.
She's got way too high hopes.
Spikey, if you want in, I got you.
Hold on.
I was just saying, I got Spikey if he wants in.
Oh, yeah.
Green 13, I got you a care package already lined up, loaded up.
Yeah, man, I didn't send you an email because I heard you saying something, so I'm going to make some space, brother. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh yeah.
And if you guys want to run some shit, I got some napalm times Han Solo burger.
Oh wow.
What's napalm?
It sounds
Tahoe,
explosive.
Alien Tahoe on Alien Kush, which, dude, like, that shit's coated all the way out to every fan leaf. It's very, very, very coated. It's like almost like a yellow curry, but it smokes all gas. And then the Han Solo is GMO on Larry F8, which GMO is Chem D on Forum Girl Scout cookie.
Sounds
Actually, it's
like
kind of funny. I did a Donnie Burger cross a little bit ago that just won 3 cups, actually. Somebody grew it out, bought seeds, grew it out, won highest terpene profile, highest THC, and best overall sativa.
Wow.
Tested like 33.5%.
Yeah, I've heard
Those
that.
napalms are fucking, those are good. Those are fucking fire. I took the most indica pheno out of 20 of the napalms because they were all pretty fucking lengthy, and I took the most indica pheno, and it was just coated to shit. But it's very, very strong. And the Donnie Burger and Han Solo Burger and GMO are all, GMO tests like 32, the Han Solo tests like 30, and then the Donnie Burger tests like 33 to 36. Like, they're all fucking super heavy. Super heavy.
Well, I live in alien country. It'd probably grow good here near Area
Dude, yeah.
51.
There you go. Yeah, those napalms I've got high hopes for, actually. Those are the ones that I kept for myself and I didn't give to my seed distributor to sell. I'm like, I got a handful of these. Like, these are fucking pretty good. Like, I've probably got a couple, like, probably 2,000 or 3,000 of them.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
Well, the Donnie burgers I made, I had like probably 12,000. The Black Plagues, I had like 8,000. The orangutans, there was probably another like 8,000 or 9,000. Like, they did pretty well. The other ones were like kind of small plants, but they still put out pretty good fucking seeds. That Han Solo burger male I had for 2.5 years, and then we had a giant fire here, and I had to leave. I had to fucking grab my family and go because the fire was getting pretty close to the house. It's getting so close that there was smoke coming in through our air vent system, and we just had a newborn baby. So I was like, told my wife, I was like, dude, just grab the kids and come to me. Like, I don't give a fuck. Just grab the pictures, grab the kids, come to me. And she came to me, and we left the farm. We left our garden for like 3 fucking weeks. Like, nobody here. Came back, that Han Solo male was still alive.
Oh,
Babied it back to
that's
health.
a tough.
Babied it back to health, cloned it out, grew it back super healthy, cloned it out again, and then used it to pollinate my fucking Tangimal, Black Plague, Napalm OG, and GMO.
Wow. That's definitely a tough one. It lasted a little bit of life out in space all by itself.
Dude, and it outcompeted a bunch of like 2 and 5 gallon pots. It was in a fucking 1 gallon pot, like 4 feet tall. It had zero fucking water. Zero fucking water.
Oh man, that's just amazing. That sounds like something that would grow good in the desert.
No, that I call it Dr. Doom. But yeah, that shit's gonna be fucking flame as shit. Like the Black Plagues that I did from that, the fucking Black Triangles. Black Triangle is Triangle Kush times G13 hash plant. And dude, the crosses on that are so fucking, dude, they make you dumb. Let's put it this way: if you work at a restaurant and your job as a host to seat people, you're gonna, instead of being like, "Hey, how are you today?" You're gonna be like, it's gonna make you mush mouth. It's gonna make you straight up fucking mush mouth. Straight up.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, definitely not a service industry week.
Like I'm excited to run a bunch of those.
Yeah. Hey guys, man, it's been a great talk. I'm gonna hop out though. It's a little later than I'm usually out. So awesome show, man. Appreciate you jumping on. Green 13, Johnny Kansas Seed, Eagle Garden, and chat. Right on, Smiley, man.
Peace out, brother. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you, Smiley.
He just followed me on IG. I have a feeling we're going to be talking a lot.
Yeah.
Always good to have another organic-minded person.
Yeah, he's our guru. As close as
It's actually really cool. I did a consultation for a couple a little while ago that was in Napa Valley in a basin. And I did my full class for them, and they were like, hey, so we can't, like, water anything in. Like, we're actually biodynamically, like, linked. Like, we can't water anything into our basin because it actually does with our grapes, and we're, like, they don't allow us to water anything in. Like, what do we do? And I was like, dude, you can foliar feed all this stuff, like, totally. They're all about just, like, companion planting. It's so sick. They're like, oh, this plant gives this phosphorus, we have to cut it then. Like, I was like, damn, this is sick as fuck. They're like, damn, since we did your fucking ferments just foliar feeding, plants are blowing the fuck up. The grapes are huge. I'm like, yes, good job, guys.
Success.
There's just nothing about it that they couldn't like. That's the dopest part.
Just checking out your page, dude.
Do it. You got like 6,000 more posts to go. Hey, John.
Yes.
You should totally look into, I believe it's Sun System. Let me look real fast. It is Agro LED. They make a T5 LED T5 bulb. These things crush, dude. That T5
Let me write that. Yeah, let me write that name down.
Agro LED. Agro LED. The bulbs are like $15 each, but dude, they are so well. The normal T5 lasts about 2 years. These ones last 5, but dude, it's like at least 30% brighter. Like I've actually flowered buds under these. They look great. They actually produce pretty well. But Agro LED produces T5 bulbs for that exact same light table.
Okay. And does it have different variations of light as well? Producing off of those? Okay.
Yeah, definitely. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, Eagles was telling me about getting different spectrums so that it would help it.
What spectrum are you looking at? You looking at red, blue, white, purple?
Truthfully, I've only been growing since December of last year. So my knowledge of stuff is very limited. It's kind of wide, but very limited.
Oh, damn, dude. Looks like you're trying to get as much experience as you possibly can really quickly. Good job.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It looks like you got a couple of rooms going. That's how I started, as I literally just jumped headfirst into it. It was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to fucking do it. I'm going to get in just as much trouble as one plant as I am 10, so whatever.
Yeah, that's basically
good,
how I was looking at it myself. I figured
what you looking at.
I'm running.
Sorry,
I'm
man.
running this.
I think Agro LED is a Hawthorne Group company, and I'm going to ask you not to support that, please.
There's other LEDs you could definitely get that are that fit a 4-foot. This was just at my local hydro.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. Just,
No, dude, seriously, fuck Scots. Fuck Scots, fuck Spayers, fuck Basanto. For sure. Don't support any of that shit, period. If I see Miracle Grow in your fucking grow, dude, you're not even only gonna get a bunch of comments. I'm gonna unfollow you, and I'm gonna have a whole bunch of other people follow your page and be like, "What the fuck are you doing with Miracle Grow, you piece of shit?" So don't do Miracle Grow. Anything you could do, you could literally shit in a bucket and be better than Miracle Grow. Okay?
Wow, that's amazing. Because that's actually what I started out on.
Shitting in a bucket?
Before I didn't. No. But it may as well have been, right? Yeah.
Bucket have been better.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Again,
I'd never even grown anything before I started doing this. So this is my first time ever even attempting to grow anything. So.
Dude, I totally started on Miracle Grow in an apartment. It's okay. It's like 3 plants, bag seeds, Miracle Grow. What are these gonna do? You make a fucking box out of see-through fucking plastic. Like, this is great. You're like, dude, you suck. You're all right. Take some books, start reading, asking lots of questions. Just have somebody walk you through it real fast.
Yeah, I did a lot. I did 7 months to 8 months of studying before I even got into it.
Dude, it's that one topic that has no limits. So where the fuck do you start?
Yeah, that was the thing. I started. And then somebody tells
you, hey, take some soil and fucking water it. And you go, what do you mean? You go, that's what you need to learn. You go, that's not enough. You go, no, that's a lot. Trust me. And you go, I don't understand.
What was your episode number? What was the episode number tonight, Eagle? 149?
151?
151.
Yeah. 151.
Yeah, we aren't wearing this subject out yet. I mean, we're going hard and we're not wearing this subject out at all.
Now, Eagle, you were going to say something earlier. What was that?
I was going to say the spectrum in my lights is 3, 5, and 6K, and then a far red. And then let's see what else is in there. This.
65 is the whites, right?
That's what I got on this is whites. Yeah.
Dude, I always get confused on the actual Kelvin numbers. That's one thing that when I started first growing the guy that taught me was like, dude, it's all about the Kelvin number. It's all about Kelvins. Like, if you're gonna look up anything, if you're gonna build your own light, you got to look at the Kelvin numbers. Like, that's what the actual plant sees versus you. It's another reason why, like, if anybody that listening still, probably not because it's so fucking late. But anyways, if you're using a green light bulb in your room, the actual spark, the spark in the bulb has to be green. If it's an actual like normal light bulb painted green, the plants see yellow. You have to have green like CFLs or an actual like it has to be green gas. It can't be yellow. If the spark in between it is yellow, that's what the plants see, not the actual like fucking painted shit.
Dude,
How many's
Chat
watching,
doesn't
Eagle?
leave till you leave, man. Chat's always here. They don't go. They wait till you go.
Oh.
Still 45 hanging now.
Yeah.
45. Shit, I jumped in with 26. That's more than we fucking started with. So we're fucking rocking this shit.
That's it.
Some diehards here around here. Diehards.
Sporting the rare dankness. Got the skunk on the back from my
And we
Docs
did it.
OG.
We did a 6-hour show one time, I think. Didn't we? Something like that.
Smoky Girl Fraser. Yeah.
Fuck, we just did a 4.
Shit, all night. Well, approaching right now. We're going on. Well, starting last night. Well, 11:30ish. We're pushing 6:15 right now. 6 hours 15 minutes. All in all, a few minute break in between, but that's pretty good. That's a pretty good night of broadcasting, isn't it? 6 hours.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm talking
quarter
about.
of a day.
I think it's 4:20 again, right?
Oh man, it's getting close. I go for a dab. I'll take a dab. I'm ready.
Always time to smoke. Oh, Eagle, I didn't tell you back in the podcast. I was telling you how I bred a bunch of strains to a male of the Docs OG, but I didn't tell you what the Docs OG was. So, do you know what Triangle Kush is?
Other than what you've been talking about it tonight, I have not encountered it.
Oh man,
sounds fun.
Again, so I've literally ran over 100 different OG/Kushes to see if anything is better than Triangle Kush. That was one of the first OGs I ever got. It literally, like, you smoke it, it hits you on the inhale. You're like, holy shit, that's strong. And then you blow it out, and then it hits you again. You're like, holy fuck, that's strong.
I smoked some stuff like that
pine.
once.
Yeah, Triangle is fire, huh? But it's straight fire. Like, it's always been my favorite strain. It's super, super low yielding. You'll never see it really in a shop because nobody will grow it for yield because it's super low yielding unless you dial it. If you dial it, it'll yield really well for you. But it's super, dude, it gets pissed off for anything. Like that one strain, like I've grown, again, easily 500 different fucking strains, easily. And dude, that one is literally the test of an ultimate, like, how good are you of a grower? Like, I'm going to throw a deficiency. You fix me now or I'm fucking done. I've had 1 gallon, 2 gallon pots just straight up like, nope, I'm done. For no reason. For no fucking reason. And dude, like, you'll never get it to throw seven leaves. Like, it'll throw 3s and 5s all day. But again, actually, I'll show you a picture. I'll show you. So actually, this is how Triangle normally builds. Okay, this is a 1 gallon pot. See the nose spacing on this guy? See how thin this fucking thing is? Like,
Yeah.
Look, like literally, you'll have this thing 2.5 feet tall, and it'll literally not even be the size of a pencil. Not even close. Like, once it's fully flowered out, it might be the size of a number 2 pencil. Like, that's the stock on it. No matter how much silica you add, no matter the medium, coconut, hydro, soil, don't care. Like, Triangle is a bitch. And then if you don't stake it up immediately, like week 3, like, the second it's done stretching, it's going to fall off the plant. it's going to break at the elbow and fall off the plant and be on your grow room floor.
I'm too aggressive to grow that, I reckon. That's going to get chucked away.
Dude, that's one that you get
too much of a
That's
test.
one that you literally get like 2 feet tall, and then you cut the whole entire plant down to the fucking bottom node, and then have it built from the bottom node up, because it's so weak. You got to like be like something, and then when you stake it, you got to go all the way to the buds. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be better just to kind of bury it?
What do you mean bury it?
Well, when I've had lanky ones like that, I've always, when I transplant them, I bury them deep.
Oh no, that's an OG that's like literally gonna put the absolute most you're gonna have that thing stacked. It's like 2.5 inches if it's under ceramic metal. If it's under T5s, T5s make things throw real hard, especially because you can, as long as the plant's not touching the T5, it's not gonna burn.
Right.
And it's only got like 8 to a foot of throw. So if you throw colas, you can actually make a T5 yield. Like dude, in the weed under it's great. Like I've grown a few rooms. Like I actually had a room that was 3 foot wide, 9 foot long. Guess what that's perfect for? 2 T5s, 2 foot wide, 8 foot long. So you lose 6 inches all the way around, which you don't, because that shit pounds the fuck out of everything. So you fill that up with whatever you want. You can run 32 1 gallons and just run testers. You can run a shitload of 2 gallons. You can run 3 gallons, 5 gallons, whatever you want. But it just throws light hard. But dude, that triangle, no matter what you do, it's not going to stack. Like, and it's flimsy, really hard to clone. Really hard to clone. Like, if you take 100 cuts, some days you might get 1 cut back. Some days you might, if you do 20, some days you might get, like, on its best day, it's like 13.
You can't even coax it. You can't even coax it, the root. Right?
It hates everything, dude. It doesn't like to be underwatered. It likes to be underwatered. Doesn't like to be overwatered. It's like it was kept in hydro and just was like, no, I'm not acclimating to anything. I don't like soil. I like hydro. Fuck you. Like straight up. Like anybody ever grown XJ13? I had a cut that would only pray like stupid hard. Like every single leaf would be like almost touching at the top tip, because it was just praying so fucking hard, and it would be completely out of water. And then you water it and it'd like sink and look like you overwatered the flying fuck out of it until it almost completely ran out of water, and then it prayed like a motherfucker. Bullshit.
Wow. So that one there, I just throw a cup or like a shot glass of water in. There you go.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what that means to me, is that plant has acclimated to being like drip fed twice a day. Hydro.
Okay.
Boop, 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 boop. Oh, I'm happy. Oh, you just starting to droop? Da, 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 da. Oh, just starting to droop? It's where the mom came from. Some strains, like whenever I get a new strain in house, most of the time I try to like recycle the mom 3 times. So I will grow the mom out to be like at least 3 feet tall, clone it, do it again, clone it, do it again, and then I'll finally put that plant into flower, unless the plants come in like in really good shape.
And what does that do?
It just makes it so it's used to your feeding schedule in your environment. So it's actually going to grow how you normally grow. So when it goes into flower, it's used to your feed.
So basically you're acclimating it to you.
100%. But it normally takes about a year. That's the problem. And if it has avid in it, you'll notice the plant just grows weird all the time. Like if it's been sprayed for a long time, dude, you'll be like, dude, this plant's just like acting weird for days. Like, what the fuck? Like, you just start watering it and you're like, oh, it's throwing 1 and it's got a curl, it's got a crinkle, it's got a turn. You're like, why the fuck is this thing acting so weird and everything else is fine? Because that thing's been sprayed for days and it's got used to it. And now you're treating it right and it thinks it's weird. That's fucked up. I've gotten a lot of cuts from clubs that were just like, Jesus Christ.
See, now, Eagle, you got me wanting to get these diode or these LED lights for my T5 now.
Dude, get them. Those are nice. Those things are dope, dude. Like, there's a huge difference. Huge difference. and
And then I'll have another flower.
They're completely cool. Well, they're completely cool. So the one thing I really like, so fastest way to pheno hunt, get all your plants, clone them, throw them in 1 gallon pots, throw them under a T5, crowd them together. You can run like 32 at a time. Just flower them fast. Just see what they do. It doesn't matter how much they yield. You're just looking to see if anything Hermes and how it yields and how it feeds. You know,
Okay,
you're like,
I see
oh,
what
these
you're
are all in the
saying,
same. So exactly. And you're like, okay, these are all doing great. I got cuts of this on the side. Let's run it in the big room. This one does the best. This one sucks. This one I thought was going to be good. It sucks. You know, like you got to be lenient in your garden. You got to be like, dude, you don't want to be don't be a librarian. Don't be a librarian. Don't be fucking, I don't want 80, don't have more strains in your garden than you have room for flowers. Good goal. Unless you're doing clones all the time.
Well, I do clones and seeds.
Boom. I mean, like selling clones. Because like I used to sell like 600 to 1,200 clones a week for a long time.
That's funny. I tried to sell some clones out here, and nobody wanted to pay anything for them.
Dude, what are they asking?
Well, I was asking $20, and they didn't even want to buy a clone for $20. And I showed them the pictures of the shit.
No, dude. Like if they're looking for cuts, they're looking for rooted cuts in soil in a cup that has roots that you can pull the cup out of the soil. Look at the roots and make sure it's rooted. That's a big thing right there, straight up.
Oh yeah.
Remind me, and I'll come. No. Remind me, and I'll come back to that. Because again, I had to throw out 1,700 cuts because somebody bought them unrooted, and he was like, "Oh, this is awesome," but you make sure they're rooted. You go in there and you go, "So how much are you paying for clones?" Most places are $3 a clone because they're going to offer 7. If they're teens, they're going to offer 10. So if you say 5 or 4, they'll take them. But they have to be clean and they have to look good. But if you walk into a club with 100 of them and you go, yeah, I want $3 a clone, dude, that's $300 in your pocket. And if you do that every week, dude, you've got, you know what I'm saying? That's on the side. That's what I used to do. I used to walk in there with 600 cuts every week and get $4 a cut. Actually, no, I was getting $6 a cut, and they were selling them for 10 because that's how good they were. They were like, dude, these are dope. So I was making good money. But again, I don't like the feedback because there's too many people that are super stricklers that just are like, oh, this one wasn't good enough. This one wasn't thick enough. This one wasn't in the medium I like. This one wasn't in the cube I like. This wasn't the straight I like. This leaf was weird. No, there's too many stricklers. I fucking started getting out of the clone game. I was like, fuck that shit. I'll give them my close friends, tell them they're infested as fuck. Do whatever the fuck you can to them. Nuke these motherfuckers. Make sure everything in them is, you might clone the clone, dunk them in nuclear acid. So that way if they say, hey, there's something on these things, it's not from me, bud. It's from you. You know, because that's what it started coming to, because people are just like, they bitch about anything, everything. I mean, like, look at this shit. These are about ready to be transplanted in about 2 days. Yeah, those look like shit. This one right here has fucking got roots coming out the top of it. People are just too stricklers. I started like not offering my cuts at all. I used to have hella cuts that people couldn't get. Hella cuts, dude. I had fucking Moroccan hash plant. Was vending it. Dude, people just start bitching. It don't matter. The club guy that accepts clones is in a shitty mood one day. He don't want to take anything, or he's going to expect every single fucking cut. If you've got one little dot on it or one little tip burn, he's going to tell you to go fuck yourself with the whole blot. Yeah, I got over that quick. I was like, no, it's cool. I'm going to tell everybody that they're just like, again, treat them for everything. That way, if you have anything, it's not for me. I'm good on that.
Boys, I'm going to go and start my day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Green, for your team, for popping in, my friend. You're always welcome. Much love.
Okay.
Your pack's on the
Nice.
way.
Wicked. Looking forward to it. Nice one, chat. Nice one, everyone.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm about ready to pack her up myself. Yeah, get up and walk around for a minute. My back's getting stiff.
Yeah, seriously. Ugh. Oh, I got lots of dirt to turn. Ugh.
You still haven't turned your dirt yet? Oh no.
I'm working on it. I'm just fucking procrastinating. Ugh.
Oh man. I've already got a pinch over here. Hold on. Trying to finish up this one. So what you guys got in planned for today?
Let's see. Not a whole lot today. Thankfully.
Yeah.
My birthday on Saturday. Still not doing nothing. I fucking hate my birthday. Always shit just always goes down. Always, every fucking year. Sucks.
This is all I've got ready so far.
How many is that?
Oh, there's probably at least 35 here so far. Ready to go out. That's only one side of that's only the fucking talking shit with Eagle DMs. I still got to go down the Eagle Gardens one in the email yet.
Already got a few messages.
Oh yeah.
Probably all like, "You're a fucking dick, you fucking asshole."
I doubt that. Doubt that. Hi, Spy. Nice to see you come back. Chat, you must have a day off. Packing up the envelopes for the grow along. You want in on it, girl? Yeah, I think we'll do a dab. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my shout outs and bounce out.
Weird. I'm just going to sit here and try to fucking turn all this dirt. Holy shit. Ugh. That back, though.
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for 2420 for asking. Today's been a pretty amazing day. What the hell did I do with my thing? My thing. Oh, there it is. I always forget a little dab song for you guys. Cheers. Red Eye Rustler, I'm still sending out your gear. Did he bail? He bailed that quick. Night. Good night, the world's last hope. Cheers, everybody. Johnny bounced too. Night, Johnny. One decent nice hits. Alright, let's kill the dab song. Ned Denver. anyone knows when the grow along starts. Ned, I'm packing up your seeds tonight. They will be in the mail tomorrow. You can feel free to drop them as soon as you get them. I encourage everybody else to do the same. So it starts when you get the seeds. Or do you think we should like wait until we have an official day and everybody drops at once? Is that what you guys want? Is that what you guys are wanting? Just a one day where everybody drops? I kind of like the idea of just dropping them when you get them, but if you guys want to set a day, that's cool too. You guys got a couple days to decide that. But either way, official pop date, that works for me. I'll figure one out. But yeah, everything's getting just sent out tonight. So I'll come up with a date. We'll probably wait like a week and a half. Sound good? Make sure everybody gets their shit and then can pop. The mail's been kind of funky, so we'll need at least a week and a half. But sure, that sounds cool. We'll come up with a date. Yeah, I get that. That works. DLP, I know yours are right here. I know yours are in that pack. And I know everybody, a lot of these other ones, Smoking Girl Fraser, I'm pretty sure yours are in there. Miss These Nugs packs in there. Johnny Cane Seeds, I believe's in there. Red Eye Rustlers will be in there. Chibo Man, I believe, is in there. DOA's in there. So even if I don't know if I've made, at least I haven't made it to your email or DM yet. But if you're down, hit me up with your email. It's eaglegardens1@gmail.com. That is eaglegardens1@gmail.com. Yeah, true. Spiky, if I have it, it'll get mailed. I'm going through every email, every fucking, all my shit. If there's anybody in there that says they'll take it, it's getting shipped. So, heck yeah. We haven't even went through all the jelly beans yet. We still got jelly bean, Agent Orange, and sangria. It looks like we got enough for another, probably at least another 100 or so people to go along with us. We didn't even make it to the freebies, so sometime tonight, tomorrow, we'll do some freebies, eh? Aw, Stony Creek. Come on. But let's see. Free Seeds from Subcool sent over some Doggone Zombie, which is Black Zombie times Doggone Sour. And they sent Doggone Jack Herrera times Doggone Sour. And they sent another, Doggone Daiquiri. Doggone Daiquiri. Strawberry Daiquiri number 2 times Doggone Sour. Send me a fucking address, me old flower. I will send it. The worst thing that can happen is it's not going to make it. But I'll be sure to send one out to you, me all flower. If you want to participate, I'll drop it. Oh, hi, Spy. Dang it. It's okay. It's okay. There was something else in there I seen. I wanted to. We'll give away some of them seeds tonight. Bruce Leaf, if you want in, man, I'm all tongue-tied. Feel free to drop me a line. Bill Sid, that's you too. F is for free shit. I'm here for you fuckers. That's funny. 420, you want in? You got to send me that address. Not Yahoo. Eagle Gardens at gmail.com. Eagle Gardens 1 at gmail.com. That's okay. I'm bummed out at Stony Creek, but I understand. Allie Noble, how you doing? I'm gonna put you in the boat. All right, let's get these shout outs out of the way. That Arise is pretty badass. A prize. Okay, shout outs. I'm getting terribly sidetracked here. Who am I gonna get real with tonight? Man, it's hard to find a good one. I think I'm just gonna go with this here. This here, I've heard it about 10 times today, but it's a good song. Where'd it go? I lost it. Did I lose? Oh, right there. All right. No more dabs. Start with the last one and work our way back. Good job, even. Allie Noble, B Bear 7, Breeder Steve, Danny Danko, Liam Mass. I don't know who that. Pedro, Lossley, Growley, Empire Breeding Co., Bed Grower, Canna Kate, Skillbo, Vault 420, Abolish Farms, Scallywag 420, Dutch Fort Grows 420, Shredder 911, Dr. DGC, God, man, Jeff, Bagseed, Mr. Randy D, Dud Chat, Moymid, I know I fucked that up, Jay Myers, Fuel House Farms, Frank Booth, Painted Lady, Bugs 1, Stoner Nation 420, Sovereign, Van Braun Gardens, oh, Van Braun Sovereign Gardens. I wonder how many times I've been fucking that up. Shark Pulley 989, Stephanie V, Indo 11, and the Breeders Collective, Matt Steelbread, Spiky Pilot, Slow Roll, Pop Little, Raz, Boca King, Jack Greenstock, 420, Spartan Grown, Boom Farms, Smiley Gardens, that is, Farmer Willie, Aldridge 25, JD's, Misty's Nugs, Smoke and Grow Frazier, Grow Koski, Twisted Roots, Michigan Gonza Misfits, Faded Farmer 420, Jeff Dorowski, Peter Griffin, Cameron, Jill Carter, Mystic Marks, Mystic Grower, Ginger Snaps, I Kill, DTTWE, Rose, Rick Wolf, DLP 2372, Ned Denver, Sergeant Pepper, Cannon Troopers, Sequence 3, Blind Cat 420, Light Up Again Tim, Purple Thumb OG, UKSIF 420, Voodoo Boy, Devon Shipwreck, Medical MJ, Budsville USA, Resurrection Prophet, Chris Martinez, Tara Wilson, Dankman 420, Dankman Dan, Red Setter Farms, Good Life, Bill Sid, Joni Bill, we miss you, damn it. Chicha B, Most Hated Grower, the Major General 420 Army, the American One, W Digger 714, Sharate, Kineos Genetics, Mountain Skies, ready to hit that hot fire. Much love to you. I hope, man, things turn around. Chris Mertz, even Dirt Road Dude, Kanish even, Jose Ramirez. I'm sorry, Jose. Red Eye Rustler, Dab Goblin, Dr. Buzz Lightyear Acetone, Canna Queen Genetics, Stabby, Tanazi, Fumador, Dirtman Dan, Keith and Black Sails, Spitely, Pilots again, Soiled Root, Small Tubes, Tyler, Frosty Buds, Norm Michigan Micro, Ouija Buds, Dub T Royce, Big Jar Grows, JC, John, Modern Genetics, Last PPG 15, SoCal Weed Nerd, Lexi, Brittany, Courtney's, those are my daughters. I love you girls. Green County Grower, CJ Apple, Perfectly Imperfected, Dollar Tree Grower, T1 Productions, Dank Grower, DOA Grown Meds, Miss Nudie Grows, I Gruesome, Johnny Can of Seed, Nutrient Shootout, Naughty Nikki, Zoe and Slammer, Pixel Monkey, Satan Observation Booth, I Spy, Aldridge 25, Madam T, Stu Moo, Mo Grower, The Cannon Crates, Loki, Sus, This Guy 7979, Burton, Polish Hammer, Midwest Outlaw, Voodoo Ultras, Fresno Weed Nerds, Wolverine Grower, Big Jar Grows, Late Wayback Farmer, Jimmy One for Life, D Block, MMP Nations, Creations, Witchy Weekends with Amber Lalana. A bunch of great girls here will be here on the show Friday, September 4th. Tell us about all their witchy ways. I am very much looking forward to that. Fuck it. It's gonna be a good night. Gonna be a good night. That's for sure. Warlock will be here. Maybe Friday. I have to look at the map. I believe it's Friday though. I gotta pencil that in. Artists LD, Sir Sticky, Rob, Big Dave 420, Brent Windle, Big Ed, Manawati, G3, Green Click, J&K Triple G's, Mr. Sprinkler, Brittany Teasley, Hope Farms, Al and Hope. Great people over there on the West Coast holding it down. Lisa G, John, B Too Crazy For You, BGWG 420, Dr. Budsville, Purple Thumb OG, Anturo, Sensimilia, Miss D's Nugs. So nice, I always say it twice. Jesse, Face 420, Beast Coast Grower 420. Sir How, if I haven't said it already. Danner 1620, Keep It Real. Hagertown 420, Zeppelin, Audit Everywhere. We did 207. BT Double D Grows, Bingus, Green Puffin Man, Alex Boykachev, Chief Life, Chef Life, I'm sorry. School of Crop, cause I love it. Green Mountain Grower, Southwest Okie, Reels 100 212. Andy Man, Miranda Family Farms, Page Farms, Me All Flower in the house right now. Ryan Henderson, Light 1973 or 1978. G13 was in the house tonight. New Sailbot Wins, Kingdom Aquaponics. That's Lath Morrison, that is. Indra, Michigan native. Mary Jane's Medgarden, Dreamer 77 Double D. Bad Bunny Nutrients was in the house tonight. That's Chris and Adrian. Check them out in Taylor, Michigan, the 28th. For the Dirty Bunny Brew. Excuse me. Mr. Green Pots, Mr. Green Nugs from 619 to 664, Spaniard Kruger, Jones into Grow, Papa G Grows, Raz Amy, Dro Grows, Sess, the Grow From Your Heart podcast, that's Ross and Jeff, Lily Luna, Green Med Flock, Jeremiah Miranda, Greg Hamilton, Stony Creek, Lost Art, Mr. No One, Smith Dude, LG420, Giant Mike, Prometheus Soil, Jason Eyestone, P Wins, David Colby, that's Fresh Pork Chops on Instagram. Woo! I think that's it for the night. Thank you guys for tuning in. Is Jack just getting up hanging out? Morning, Jack. I'd love to have you participate, Miss Brittany Teasley. You guys know the deal. Get some rest. This is the end of your journey. This is just the beginning for your journey of the day. Get out there, kick some ass, be prosperous. Most important, do something nice for somebody. Make somebody's day. Random acts of kindness do very much save lives. I wouldn't say it if I didn't believe it, and I wouldn't be here without it. So it works both ways. Don't do it for yourself. Do it for somebody else. With that being said, I will be back here tonight with Warlock. Warlock will be here tonight. The Warlock will be here tonight. Psychedelic Warlock on Instagram. So please join me tonight at 11:30 for another great evening. Love you guys. Don't forget, do something nice for somebody. I will be back here tomorrow night, 11:30. I am very much looking forward to seeing you guys, because you guys are the blood, the heart behind this whole thing. If it wasn't for you, I doubt I would keep doing it. Good night. Have a good day. Good morning to those of you who are just getting up, like Purple Thumb, Sharate, Spiky Pilots, Green 13, the rest of you guys around the world, me, Old Flower, for one. Good night.